Now that you are familiar with the 4 solutions areas that Control4 systems can address, you've probably noticed that I have often used examples that cross between different solutions areas. None of them are required to stand alone. Lighting is a solutions area, but lighting also fits naturally into safety and security solutions. And lighting fits within entertainment solutions too. It's important that components from one solutions area can integrate naturally with another solutions area. It allows you to customize solutions to the customer's needs. But how is it that a system can be flexible enough that you can recombine different components, even components provided by third-party manufacturers, into solutions tailored to each customer's exact needs? The answer is the topic of this module. We will discuss the Control4 Platform. You will learn what a platform is and the 3 major pieces of the Control4 platform. You will also learn a little about the infrastructure required by this platform and the tools that you use as a Control4 technician. Let's get started. There's a reason that point products cannot deliver solutions that interoperate as a complete, unified system. Point products are not designed to be extensible. The kind of extensibility that is possible with Control4 requires a different design approach, a platform approach. The idea of a platform is that it can be extended modularly with features or capabilities that integrate with each other through the platform. Take a computer as an example. You extend a computer's capabilities by installing applications and by adding hardware such as printers. The printer ends up a capability that becomes available to every application you install because both the applications and the printer are plugged into the same platform, the computer. Control4 follows this same model. You plug home automation components into the Control4 platform, and the platform allows you to customize how they integrate and interact. Events from one component can cause actions on another. The Control4 platform is comprised of 3 main components: controllers, drivers, and the Control4 online services. Let's start with controllers. A Control4 controller is a device especially designed for controlling home automation components. It can issue actions to any component connected to the system, check a component's current state, and listen to events from any component. The controller also has its own internal events. For example, it can use a schedule to run actions on a specific day and time. It can start a custom timer and then issue an action in the event that the timer counts down and reaches 0. The current generation of Control4 controllers is known as the Entertainment and Automation series. It has 3 models: the EA5, the EA3, and the EA1. The EA5 is designed for large to very large home projects with 50 or more devices or multiple secondary controllers. Any home that has a centralized equipment rack deserves an EA5. The EA3 is designed to run smaller, multi-room systems with fewer than 50 devices. It also works in larger projects as a full-featured secondary controller. The EA1 is designed for the simplest of projects, such as family rooms, where homeowners want a universal remote with just a few additional smart home amenities. The EA1 can also work as a secondary controller in larger projects, but with some functional limitations compared to the EA3. The previous generation of controllers from Control4 was the Home Controller series, including the HC800 and the HC250. You will learn more about when to use each of these controllers in the Automation Programmer course. For now, just remember that the EA5 is for large to very large projects. The EA3 is for smaller projects, and the EA1 is designed for the simplest of projects. Whatever the model, the controller is a fundamental piece of the platform. Without one, you can't automate with Control4. But at the same time, the controller cannot do anything unless it has peripheral components to control. It would be like having a computer without any applications, even the basic applications that come with Windows or Macintosh systems. Not much use. In order to control and automate all the components in a home, the controller needs to know they exist. So where does the controller keep track of components? It stores information about all of the components and their configurations, along with all the programming on how those components are supposed to work together in a project. Put most simply, a project is where the controller keeps track of all the information about how to run a Control4 home. And that brings us to our next concept: drivers. Control4 controllers need to know how to interact with peripheral components, how to control them. Whether it's an AV receiver, a light switch, a door lock, or a motion sensor, Every component controlled by Control4 requires a driver. A driver is a unit of software that runs on the Control4 controller so that the controller can control a peripheral component. You tell the controller about peripheral components by adding the required driver for that peripheral component to the project running on that controller. There are two main tools that you will use for managing projects. Composer Express is a mobile application that you will start using as part of your associate certification. Because you can take it with you in your pocket, Composer Express will be an invaluable tool for you no matter what level of certification you attain. The other tool is Composer Pro. Any task you can do in Composer Express, you can do in Composer Pro. But for custom programming and many other advanced features, Composer Pro is the tool. You learn Composer Pro as a major part of the Automation Programmer course. The third piece of the platform to know about is the online services for Control4. Most important is the licensing service. The licensing service enforces that certified professionals are the only technicians who can install Control4 systems. It protects the investment you make in training and experience at designing and implementing Control4 solutions. And it ensures that each customer's expectations for the solutions they envision are met by excellence in delivery by qualified professionals. Here's how it works. Each customer must have a customer account. Every customer account has a dealer of record. As a technician working for a dealer, the only projects that you can manage are those belonging to a customer that lists your dealer as its dealer of record. A customer can always change their dealer of record, but another dealer cannot service your customer unless the customer explicitly makes this change. Another service to know about is Foresight with Anywhere Access. Foresight extends the Control4 platform beyond the bounds of the home so that homeowners can securely control their home from anywhere using the Control4 mobile app. It also enables Control4 dealers to support customers remotely. That means you don't always need to go to the customer's house to troubleshoot problems or make adjustments to the personalizations that you have implemented for them. Foresight is an optional service for customers that requires a license. These three pieces, controllers, drivers, and the online services, are the major pieces of the Control4 platform. There's one final concept to understand about the platform, and that is that it requires a solid, reliable network. The controller and almost all of the peripheral components it controls must be able to communicate with each other over some kind of home network. The controller also needs an internet connection so that it can access the Foresight service. Otherwise, the homeowner cannot remotely control their home with the mobile app, and you cannot remotely support them. The next course on your way to becoming a certified Control4 associate installer introduces you to the types of networks required by the various Control4 solutions that you have learned about in this course. In this module, you have covered the notion of a platform and the three main components of the Control4 platform. We also briefly discussed the need for this platform to have a reliable home network infrastructure and internet connection. Now it's time for you to complete this course by passing the final quiz.